Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Great Arena Zone. I'm joined by Kyn, the professional, and he's going to show us some of his footage from the first week of this Great Arena season with Datagron set 11 and set 10. We're going to be talking about different iterations of what's going on. So, Kyn, thank you so much for joining.
I'm very happy to be here, Sanjeta, and I don't think I'm a professional this week, though. Oh man, my first week, too much testing. I don't mind. It'll be an easy next couple of weeks, but
yeah. So if you're not aware, Kyn got skunked in week 1. He lost 3 due to various circumstances, but now he's going to be winning 5 or 6 in a row or something like that.
So, yeah, we'll see. It's the first 0-3 I've had in over a year. I want to say like a year and a half or something like that. But I gave one away because I was doing stupid stuff. I got beat once. The guy was very good and beat me.
Well, hopefully it led to some good footage.
Well, let's get started here. This is one actually from one of the early matches. Surprisingly, quite a bit of C's on defense this first week that I saw. 2 of my opponents had C on defense. Mm-hmm. And I think people are doing it because at least I think the group that I was in was top 30 something, 35, 36, something like that. And most people at that level, there's no way you can use C to beat Leia with ult. So they decided to put theirs on defense. And man, I really have to say, I'm not a big fan. It's just I play this not great, but still it's a pretty easy cleanup. It's a pretty easy kill with Afra and Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's interesting you got Hondo in there. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Well, the thing is, I think he actually dies when I kill Sith Empire Trooper because he doesn't have 10 stacks yet.
Oh,
I think it was a bad choice. I should have brought another droid like IPD or B2 or something like that. Yeah, like I said, I didn't play super well here, and
so he did
still an easy win. Yeah, really nothing. I don't even think he would have taken a turn, or Sith Empire Trooper would have taken a turn if and look, I could have avoided.
Yeah, I thought you should have thrown the saber on Sidious.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Here I was a little bit, here we go. Goodbye, Hondo. So stupid.
He's an annoying character to use, in my opinion. It's like, oh, bye.
Yeah, especially because he really, in terms of like banners, he's really the best when you leave him on defense, but he's relatively easy to play around. Like in most teams, it doesn't really matter, even if he has his Omicron and he gets, full tune meter because he has a few scoundrels in the team. Bad Batch still kills him in virtually any team that he's in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some exceptions, but in general, he doesn't really stop Bad Batch, which is like the main thing that I think is in teams with scoundrels. So, yeah, it was a little bit annoying when they linked my BT1, and I wasn't feeling super confident right here. But man, it's crazy when Afra really starts. Yeah.
Yeah, but when she gets, you're about to say when she gets going, it's kind of crazy too.
Yeah, I was very surprised, and she's super tanky too.
Yeah, got everything at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with this next set. Sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's getting juiced up. It's like basically her set 6 setup, right? Is that exactly what it was? The bonus turns?
I think it's honestly, that's funny. I assumed it was, but now that you said it, I don't know if the other one was after a basic she took her turn, or no, I think it was at the end of turn.
I think it was like after other droid allies' turns. There was something, but it's very similar now if it's not identical. So she's going to be really fun to use. And on defense, I feel like she'll still get destroyed by CLS if you know what you're doing.
Totally. Talking about C, actually, this is not a first attempt, but it was not a preloaded team, so it's effectively A first attempt. This is a very interesting team that I only saw once and saw very little in other matches. But essentially, they took their cat out to put. It wasn't with Ray. I think they used it on offense somewhere. But they left JMK with a full Jedi team with an Alacron and like 200 and something armor penetration.
Yeah.
And the stacking offense. And I first took in gas against this team with a good Datacron, damage reduction, etc., and got demolished in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It was not even close.
Yeah, did they put a Cat with Ray?
Or no, Cat was not with Ray. She was not on defense at all. She was used on offense. Yeah, I was surprised.
Did you look up what he used her with?
I haven't checked. No. Yeah, I can check when we get done with the show here. But this actually went very easily. I don't have a particularly great Datacron, 100 and some defense, I think. And like 40 or 50 critical damage. But at this point in the fight, I was depending on C, or armor, rather. I thought armor was going to be my... Yeah. So at least I know it's an easy cleanup. But I really thought that with JMK, when he's in alt, although he's out of alt now, thankfully, when he's in alt, hitting under armor, or under protection, rather.
Under protection.
I thought I was a done for. But in the end, it worked out pretty well because, man, C is hitting very hard.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised.
Yeah, he eats Jedi. Like, just contrast it to if you take him against, like, Malgus or something at the end. He's, like, tickling the, like, Bastila Fallen or Marauder, but against a Galactic Legend, he's doing over 100k.
I know, it's pretty funny. I've had someone, look, 140k. But I was very happy with this one, at least. I've taken him against, I had one timeout way back after Malgus was introduced. I think with Malgus when he had his Datacron. Anyway, I used C in some team against him. And I timed out on Malgus because C just couldn't get through at the end. Or sorry, timed out on Marauder.
Yep, it's a risk. Sure. And this is our first Ewok sighting today, cleaning up a Sith Eternal Emperor.
Yeah. In the end, I think I used GG as the first team. And there was a Treya and I don't remember the other character in there. But honestly, I think I would take in, if I could do it again, I would take in Ewoks as the first team. Or not 100% sure, but look at the damage they're stacking after 30 seconds. I was so surprised. I was so shocked. But really looking at the stats for Ewoks afterwards, I had looked quite a bit at the stats now that they're all released. They didn't really do that great on offense. I mean, there wasn't a lot of attempts.
Yeah.
But not that impressive, honestly. The most impressive thing I saw was Ewoks taking out Jabba. They did it twice.
I mean, that was impressive right there. Hitting for 85k, triple hit. That's kind of crazy. But
yeah,
I don't want Ewoks to be good. I thankfully didn't have any issues with them when I faced them on defense. I had something that just demolished them every time. Like overkill.
Yeah, I've seen like Iden and Troopers take them out pretty easily. I think Veer's Troopers with Piet and whatever are like, I don't know, 90-something% success rate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Iden's just Troopers this season in general, pretty beefed up. I guess this is someone that used the Toxic lineup and was trying to make use of the scraps.
Exactly. It's stuff like...
By the way, so this reminded me, my opponent set Leia with Baze and 3PO and Chewie as the 4th and 5th. Does that seem like just a mistake, or are they like... I mean, Baze is good for sure, but 3PO and Chewie, like, what's he doing?
What's the fifth character? Base, 3PO, and Chewie, and Drogon or something?
Yeah, I mean the core three: Leia, Drogon, and R2, and then the fourth and fifth are 3PO, Chewie, and
Ah, okay, sorry.
Base.
I guess they're hoping for a dispel, but JML's
Yeah,
taunt will always come back. I mean, because there's
yeah.
no buff immunity.
I look at it like a gift, but the only thing is like the
Yeah.
blind could be nice if I don't cleanse in the right time, and he has something is unique that hurts
Hmm.
people with blind, but it definitely does not seem like a good play. He
No,
walks in
I
and
would guess
just
that's like more for to stop maybe Riva or something like that.
hmm,
Um,
maybe.
I don't know if it would stop necessarily, but the blind certainly hurts them a little bit more.
Hmm.
Although, doesn't GI have in his kit where you do true damage when they're evaded? Maybe that's only his
Yeah,
lead.
he does. No, it's like it's definitely when he's under Riva too.
Yeah.
This one looks cool.
Yeah, again, I have no clue why this person set their JML on. Well, I do know in hindsight. I did check this particular match because they just two-shot. They used, I think, C, and then Riva to kill my Leia.
Hmm.
And that was the only two-shot they had on my board, I think. Um, but man, JML on defense, with most people keeping Malgus for offense, I probably could have autoed it. Like it's
I still
really.
don't keep him for offense.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What do people use him for? I mean, I still like him on defense. Like I still got holds
For
last week.
Oh, really? From Alex? Well, I guess I mean it depends on how people are splitting up their defense. From a offense perspective, JML, although I never expected to face JML on defense like this whole season, that seems crazy. Um, but great against Riva, and stats wise, it's the only really reliable counter against Seer Malicos.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason I keep it for Seer Malicos myself.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it like
Did you
70% or something?
against Seer Malicos? No, I think it's well, I looked at it just yesterday when I was doing my wrap up or my summary week one video. I think it's higher than that. Maybe it's 70% overall total average, but I know if you have Malik in there, I think it's like 85 or 90,
Hmm.
something in that range. And again, it depends a little bit whether they have like the ATF cron or the Malicos cron,
Yeah.
but in general, it's quite reliable. Did you face that much on defense?
Malchus, yeah, every time.
Yeah.
So I think the last two set the use the Malicos Datacron, and I didn't like exploit it that much. I just used C, and it was like I could link up him and Fulcrum, so it was nice. But like the first match, I tried to use gas because I was like, yeah, this might work, because I like was intentional about modding, and they just got blown away. So now I'm like treating them like I used to treat Malgus, and I'm just using the
Yeah.
GL, usually C now. And Gas is pretty good against Malgus. So I'm going to have to face a Malgus today in this match. Because he set him, and I'm going to use Gas with the damage reduction.
Yeah, it's same here. I have a Malgus to fight as well. But yeah, the very first match, I also faced Seer Malicos, and I used Treya, Scion, Talon, like all very
Hmm.
good setup. I was feeling pretty confident, and I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Like he used his AOE. It was an R9 Malicos, good mods, good DC, and everything. But man, I sit there like, well, I hoped at least I could kill one with Annihilate. No,
Yeah,
and
I
that first
was
blow,
yeah, I was flabbergasted similarly. When he did his assist basic, like how he attacks after everything on my Rex for like 450,000. And like I was like, oh good, we triggered a sacrifice with his special, and then he came in for his bonus attack and then just killed Rex, and I was like kind of dumbfounded because he just wiped out the whole team. But then,
yeah,
and
it's crazy.
I don't understand how the math works, because like when I take C in and I link him, Yeah, he's not critting, but he's hitting for like nothing. He hits for like 10,000. I'm like, I don't understand the math. It goes from like 450,000 to like 10,000. It wasn't the exact same opponent, but it was like, I mean, similarly built. It's just weird. I'll take it though.
Don't they get stacking damage though when opponents gain turn meter? And when you have 5s in the team, you're gaining a boatload of turn meter?
Do they?
5s and
That's
Rex?
something I don't have knowledge of then. I'll have to reread everything.
Yeah, I'll have to reread it too. I know the whole Seer team is built around your opponents getting bonus turn meter. They get a boatload of bonuses.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly how it interacts with Malakos.
I thought it was more built around like them going second. Like after the initial setup, they don't care as much except for Seer's cooldown reduction. And by the way, this is just I don't know, running train on this slicker.
Yeah, I thought SLKR on defense would be more powerful this season. I put mine on defense the whole match. It got one shot every single time, and I think this is one of the reasons why. Like, there's so many teams that can beat it. Surprisingly, I was thinking it's mostly going to be because it's a good. Mine had a good datacron. This has a pretty good one.
Surprised
I thought it'd be mostly
you went for that. Like, I would never said that. He just, I don't know. There's too many things that you can manipulate about his kit that you just need to make sure you're taking advantage of on offense. Yeah. Like, his team is flimsy, and then he doesn't have like protection against being controlled. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why I went 0 and 3. So this is actually, I really wanted to use this team the entire round.
Yeah.
So it's the endless stacking one.
Yeah, I saw Tom Ford beat, like, I was scouting an opponent who had faced Tom Ford, and he used this exact lineup to beat a straight up Ray. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's quite a few. I think in the stats, there's something like it's a 30% success rate or something like that broadly, but it really depends on the Ray comp that they have. Mm-hmm. But this was actually a more interesting fight than I was expecting, because I had the skill delay from the Wookiee on Cody, and then I think later on I had an ability block from Boba, and there's a couple of times where there was some non-crits, so it didn't reset. Anyway, it was more technical than I was expecting, but a very cool fight. Yeah, he didn't reset there. I don't know if he's stunned.
Is it the datacron that makes them reset?
Yes. So it's basically his level 9, Cody's level 9. When another clone attacks out of turn on Cody's turn, they both gain 25% turn meter.
Right, so but like, what about the cooldown?
No, the cooldown is whenever another clone scores a crit during the assistance of the attack, they reduce 1 from the cooldown. So
is that in Shock T?
No, that's in Cody's kit.
It's in Cody's kit? Oh. I don't know much about Cody.
I didn't either until this datacron came out. I was like, huh.
Jeez.
Yeah, you can do another team with him as lead and 501st instead. And there it's easier to guarantee the crits, but you have to give up 501st, and it's very hard to go first because with Shock, obviously, you gain quite a bit of speed and you gain another mass assist with her. So like, it's easier to make sure you go first.
Yeah, well, this is still pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's fun once you get it going. It definitely was close. Like, here's another time where there was no cooldown, 3 turns to go. So switched around a little bit. Yeah, calling assists, getting him. That still didn't. But yeah, it was very satisfying to Even though I did go 0-3, I have to say it was one of the more fun GACs I've had in a while, just trying out a bunch of strange stuff that I wouldn't try in a real fight.
Oh wait, I guess another part of the cooldown reduction is just the translation, right?
Yes, the translation gives you an additional bonus, basically. That's why you don't need the 5 clones, and you can do with 3 others.
It's like whenever Tech uses his basic, he was reducing their cooldowns.
I don't know what's with Tech. No, that's just with 3PO. I think translation is only when you use a special. I could be wrong here. I could be wrong, actually. But I don't think Tech works just the same as C3PO in terms of cooldown reduction. I just saw a little. Oh yeah, so here's the toxic comp that same player we saw earlier.
It does work with Tech. It's for translation. The buff, it says if only one ally who grants translation is present, decrease this character's cooldowns by 1 when they use their basic ability. When that ally.
Okay, so it is the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, this is the comp everyone is talking about.
Yeah.
Toxic Leia.
I faced it twice. I think it was the same team both times. No real problem.
Yeah.
I really am a fan of Plo.
Yeah, must be nice. I don't really care. I don't have anything else that I need a Mace for. But yeah, the turn meter gain is fantastic.
Yeah, especially because you get it after the... I mean, usually JML doesn't ult until Leia is dead or really close to it, in my experience. So it's not like that big of a difference, but certainly having the turn meter earlier in the fight is great.
Yeah. But that right there is why I like Maze, because I would have taken out R2 there, because they wouldn't have been stealth. So there's a trade-off.
Absolutely. Being able to take out R2 is great. It makes killing Leia quite a bit easier. I think in the other fight, I took out R2 first. Just timing-wise, the team was... I think it was either a slower or a much faster R2. And there I messed up. I had burning on, so I couldn't assist, I think, from Jedi Cal.
Yeah, yeah, good call. I would have tried to use the special, hoping I'd assist, and it would have failed.
Well, that's what I did the previous turn.
Oh, okay.
Same exact error. But yeah, I find this very clean. I mean, there's definitely some risk in failing if they all focus down, JKR, I guess. That's the only real danger, but how often did you face the toxic comp yourself?
I faced it once, but honestly, I'd prefer to face it, because I've practiced against it so much. I'd rather face it than another comp, because the only guy in my arena with it has it. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good setup. He's got 50% health, all the good Datacron abilities. Yeah. And what I like at this stage is switching to... I forget which stance you just switched to, but even after you insta-kill, use that ability again, Impetuous Assault, because you can get the stagger on Leia, and it's just really nice for controlling her.
Yes, that's a good call.
Yeah. Because she doesn't have any weaknesses. One of them is you can manipulate her turn meter, and there's not that big of a penalty for doing it, so...
And I don't think she has that high of... I could be wrong here, but I don't think she has that high of tenacity. I mean, she has like GL level tenacity, 90 or something. Oh, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I'm gonna
look.
I actually haven't studied that, but I've noticed landing a lot of debuffs, even when I don't have a lot of potency. I'm like, it's lucky.
Yeah, 86% base tenacity, so really nothing. Special. And I think the notification just came out. They're doing the update for the raid now, exactly as we're.
Oh boy. Gonna be busy.
Or maybe. Yeah, gonna be a busy weekend.
Yeah.
And this, I think, is the last fight. So honestly, talking about Leia, that's certainly one of the most popular things in GAC these days. But in my mind, it's almost like a whole nother game almost. ships is such a fascinating place now. There's so many things you can do, and this is an example of. I set a similar lineup to this because I think the Sith fighter starting, you sort of have to use Phantom if you want to make Mark 6 come out second. So with daggers starting, you can put Sith fighter and then Mark 6 and still have Sith the Mark 6 come out second, but you make yourself vulnerable to this counter again. So there's so many like rock, paper, scissors things going in here. And if you don't have to use, or if you don't choose to use Chimera on Leviathan, use Profundity, you can use Chimera against, Executor, for instance, and that's still a very easy, easy win.
Too. Yeah.
And then you have the question of, like, the most common defense I think I've seen is Leviathan, Executor Triple Attacker, and Negotiator ETA2 Marauder. And that's that's a really strong comp.
I'll tell you, you got some, I don't know, you got some bravery here using Profundity against this. I would not be able to handle that anymore. It's just even watching this, it's too stressful.
It's actually, though, like, I think they should kill him. Normally, or not normally, but if you get some lucky RNG, you have ult right now. But
yeah, exactly. Like, you need lucky RNG to get, like, you gotta have it, like, here. For you might be fine. I think you got 2 turns till their ult.
With the dagger starting, and if you kill the dagger. So I did get some lucky assists when I killed the dagger early in the fight. If the dagger dies, you can miss your ult here and still be totally fine. It does, like, there's almost no risk whatsoever. I wouldn't say no risk, but this comp, even on GG, there's not that many fights. Maybe there's like 30 or 40 or something like that. Has like an 80% win rate with dagger starting, no matter what the reinforcements are.
Wow.
So
crazy.
Yeah. Very satisfying as well to 3-man Leviathan still, but.
Oh, wait, so did you bring no reinforcements? That you don't have any? You just, well.
Nothing.
Very bold.
Well, again, I did some other ship combats that were potentially equally bold with a much lower chance of success, and they didn't work out. But this is one that didn't work out, so obviously I'm showing the fun things rather than the abject failures.
Well, it works. It works. My ship situation still sucks because I have a 6-star Leviathan. Like, it's just so expensive. I'll get it like in December at the earliest, like December 20th. Because I am farming GL Leia tickets right now, so I'm trying to do like the 50s and 100 refreshes, so that's going to eat into my crystals too. I got like 4,500.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, it's tight. Hey, you did it.
Not bad. There we go. End of the video.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? Are you planning on doing anything raid wise with your farming priorities and stuff?
Yeah, I'll be playing around with stuff. But I hate that they just completely rewrote the rules of like combat for this and stats and everything. I'm not a fan of that. But if I can figure it out, it'll be something people will be wanting videos on, so I'll for sure be testing that out. One thing I'm looking forward to trying is like mismatching factions together and see if that works, because I don't know how much of a penalty there is going to be for that. Like, do we know if they're gating it like crate where the top level's relic 8, or is it up to relic 9 now? I haven't seen anything on that.
I'm positive there's nothing around level 9. I think like you may gain some additional, well, not you may, you will for sure gain additional stats if you go to relic 9, but that just makes, as I understand it so far, the only difference of relic 9 is that it changes the amount of modding you have to do, right? Because you'll have more defense, accuracy, potency, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they don't like gate the last level, you have to be relic 9. Like, I'm happy. But for Relic 8, I only have a few characters that are eligible. I'd probably, right now, I'd have to run JKL, Han, and like Piet, like as a team, and see if that can work. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I have no idea what to make of it.
Like on one hand, I definitely understand the perspective of, or the downside of, effectively having to learn an entirely new game, right? Because this raid has nothing to do with anything we've done before. On the other hand, I find it sort of like, conceptually, I haven't played it, so I have no idea whether it's cool or not, but conceptually, I think it's sort of cool because once you learn it, the amount of flexibility you have theoretically with putting the different pieces together is independent of like the characters themselves. So like, I see it as there being way less RNG. I mean, I don't know what the score levels are going to be and everything. Maybe you have to get a perfect or very little RNG run to get to the highest points. I don't know. But conceptually, there's very little RNG in it. It's more about just like an arcade game. Like that's sort of how I view it, as just an arcade game that you have to learn the correct moves. And
yeah, I just hope that like there's not some annoying interaction where you have to do some really wonky modding to get something to go right that doesn't benefit any other game mode. And like, I know a lot of people remod for Crate anyway, but I stopped eventually, and I basically just ran Java and then stopped. I just tapped out, even though the rewards are good, because we weren't going for the next box. But yeah, like that'll be really annoying if you like. And to teach that too, it'd be annoying too. It's like, okay, well, you need this much accuracy so you can do this much damage, or like things that aren't a one-to-one comparisons. It's like, oh, mod this so you can get this other thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be some wacky ass modding required to get the top. But like you, I also wonder where the threshold is. Like, do you need that modding to do well? Or do you need the modding if you want to get like perfect scores?
Yeah.
That's more of what I'm hoping, that the like crazy modding is only required to get perfect scores or really good scores or something like that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, most people don't remod. Just period.
Yeah,
the modding system in the game is.
It's annoying. I mean, I doubt I'll remod in the long run, but if I'm gonna make a video, people want like a perfect run, so I'm gonna have to figure something else out at the beginning. Not really looking forward too much to that, but maybe it'll be easy.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm quite curious.
Yeah.
How about we only have a few minutes left here, but how about set 12? We were talking earlier about Datacron set 12.
It's like garbage, man. Like the stats are the worst. Wait, what?
Yes, they are.
The stats are the worst we've ever seen. Like no argument. It's the worst. They even split.
Of course, I agree.
Crit chance is already bad. Accuracy is already bad, and they split them. Like special accuracy. Yeah. That's bad. I mean, yeah, there's some good like level 6s. The Tuscan thing is back. That's awesome, but it's just one team. Jawa's max one team. That's only Wales have Jawa. It's like such a luxury team. Then Scoundrels, yes, huge faction. Cartel, again, one team. So it's like 3 one-team factions, and then Scoundrels, which is a lot. So like most value to be had is in Scoundrels. So we're gonna have good Java, good Tuscans, and then one creative thing, and it's only a quarter of the level 6s, so you're gonna have to be re-rolling all the time to get these level 6s.
But the level 3s, both light side and dark side, level 3s, infinite stacking damage for any team with buffs.
Okay,
that is crazy. It's so that's easy
not
to get.
We had that before. That's not really that good. Like it barely. It's theoretically infinite, but the match doesn't last long enough in most cases for that to really matter. And it's like only 5%.
But it's still, it's sort of like the 15% stacking on your team. Like it's not crazy, but it's
which one are you talking about?
From set 9, where you had 15% health and protection for each other.
No, that is like it starts out at and it was bugged, so it started out at 45% in 3v3 and
Yeah.
75% in 5v5. It starts like that. Like this, like how many teams die like before they even do anything? Like, I don't know. Like teams at CLS counters, you beat a lot of them before they get to take turns. Like you don't get that many turns. Because we had that one before, and I was thoroughly unimpressed by it. So I don't know. That is not a saving grace, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see how it works out. You've made a compelling argument. I still think it's pretty cool. Mostly, I think the set is nice because it's easy to get the good Datacrons, and there's not a lot of re-rolling required at high levels.
It's nice because there's like only a few things that are valuable, and you can just get them and forget about everything else. And I don't know.
Side.
You don't. I think re-rolling stats is a no-go, so you don't have to worry about that because they're bad. I mean, armor pen is nice, but it's not even like set 10 where you got armor pen, crit damage, offense, like lots of stuff. You would only want armor pen or maybe resistance pen for like Fennec or something. Although I don't even know if she has great resistance pen to start with, but yeah, like I said, Tuscans, Jabba, and then some scoundrels for me. That's it. I'm glad I have a good stock of set 11.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, Kim, thanks for coming out. I think we're about to run out the clock. But yeah.
My pleasure.
Best of luck in the coming weeks.
Hopefully, it's very easy. We'll see how it goes.
Redemption time. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you later.